It's time to check your money with Mike Jennings, wealth advisor with Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and a registered representative of LPL Financial, member SIPC. Well, before we get into all of what we got to get into this week with your money, speaking of your money, last night was the R&B tour at the JMA Wireless Dome. Were you in the place to be?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Had to be.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Yep.
And what an exciting time for our city and for our community, so especially around economic impact. I don't know if you've tried to get a hotel. Well, you didn't have to, but have you looked at the hotel room prices around here? It was crazy. So,
I didn't even consider that. I didn't.
no, no, you wouldn't have to, but I'm saying
Right,
it,
right,
it
right.
was crazy. So, good time had by all.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, that speaks to the importance of we also need more hotel space in this area as well with everything going on.
They
So
keep converting them to apartments.
yeah, yeah.
We've had like Sheridan on University dormitory,
Hmm.
Holiday, not the Crown or whatever it is downtown, at the corner of East
Which
Genesee Street apartments.
which is a very have you seen those?
No,
Yeah.
they more
You think it was like a Midtown studio or something like that.
really.
It's up there in terms of price. I mean, they were hotel rooms and they just converted it to apartments. So, it's not a full kitchen. You get a counter space and you get like a little a two-eye cooktop. Um and each apartment. Now, the one thing I will say about laundry, because that was a big thing with my building. So every apartment has those two-in-one washer dryers. Um, but other than that, I mean, and that's also right in the bathroom. So it's very Tetris as
Compact.
far as the space that they're playing with. So I
Mhm.
mean, for some people that is
Who do you think the market is for that?
Um, I would say it's still younger or like college students who want. I think actually it is being advertised to college students who want to live in the city, not live on campus.
And it's virtually on
It's
campus,
it's
right?
it,
Right,
it,
right,
it's, I mean, Syracuse is not that big,
right, right. And
right?
for
You can get
that
anywhere in
particular
city. Yeah,
location, it's great because you know you
I mean,
got
yeah, it's right down the hill. So
right
you
down the
got
hill.
Syracuse, upstate, all the universities up there.
And it's
And
near all the other housing that they're selling as university
exactly.
housing.
Exactly. So I mean that's always a given as far as
Well, I guess they're selling a view. You do have the best view.
that is a pretty good view. I'll give them that. But yeah, I wouldn't want to live in a closet for an extended period of time. Yeah, for sure. But I mean that's not what we could probably talk about that in a future episode. For this episode, we got to talk about some more recent news. Unfortunately, I guess it's something that we're always talking about. You can probably guess where I'm going with this, but obviously, your boy Donald Trump decided that there's something else out there that he does not like. And that also forces us to come in and talk about it because it affects our listeners, it affects other people out there in the community, it affects people in our country. So we have to talk about it because it has a real impact. This time it has to do with Medicare, specifically a program for Medicare designed to help more people. Now, George, you're not in that population as of right now.
I'm here.
But
Oh no, I've knocked down that door, my brother.
right, right. My apology. That's right. That is correct.
I know that it's hard to believe.
I mean, maybe it was the glow from the trophy we were
The
next
Knicks
to,
trophy,
but
exactly.
yeah, I just shaved off like a half a decade off you,
Sounds
but
good to me.
so what am I talking about, right? So as some of you out there probably know, um, Medicare has a few different parts to it. One of those specifically is Medicare Part D. So you have A, B, C, D. Now, D is the optional prescription drug coverage that is, it can be layered onto original Medicare. So for people who are enrolled in Part A or Part B, as far as their main insurance,
Hmm.
or it also could be bundled into Medicare Advantage plans, which are
Right.
administered through private insurers, not government run directly, but ran through like AARP, things like that. Um, so Medicare Part D actually was created in 2003 under George W. Bush, and it took effect in 2006. And also that rollout itself was controversial at the time. I was 8, 9 years old, so I had no idea. But so
So you weren't thinking about
it
that.
it is, and this is the first time that Medicare Part D has been politically like in the news for or anything
Right.
like that. But since then, the numbers as they look right now, there's nearly 25 million people that are currently enrolled in the standalone Part D plans, and also 31 million people who use Part D as part of those Medicare Advantage plans. And of course, the majority of people utilizing it are fixed income seniors and people who are receiving disability benefits. Now, understand, Medicare Part D, the program itself, that part of Medicare isn't going anywhere as for right now. But a specific program designed to help more people be able to afford it is what's being targeted. So that specific program is the Part D premium stabilization demonstration, and key on that word demonstration, right? So it was started by the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, currently currently being headed by Dr. Oz. I know usually, you know, there was a time when you seen him on TV, it was more entertainment purposes, but these days, you see Dr. Oz on TV. He's standing next to Trump and RFK, and usually saying something as crazy as the other two are saying. Um, but
Hmm.
anyway, this program was created, as the name suggests, it was a demonstration project, and it was never meant to be a permanent statutory entitlement. The reason for it, the objective of the demonstration was to reduce any sudden premium spikes and sort of smooth out differences in pricing by paying insurers subsidies directly, while the insurers were adjusting to changes in Medicare Part D benefit structure, notably from redesigns with like the Inflation Reduction Act, which was in 2022. And that also added a $2,000 out-of-pocket cap for Medicare Part D. So the program, one of the reasons why people were looking at it, obviously it came with I guess a hefty in relation to people like us, right? A hefty price tag of $3.6 billion a year, or at least the most recent this year, in subsidies. And that obviously, again, to the objective was to cushion premium increases so that, insurers didn't spike premium increases for obviously people who are on fixed income. Now, again, the subsidy was never, it was just a demonstration, was never meant to be permanent, but the Trump admin is looking to end it at the end of 2026 instead of, giving it the option to continue running through 2027 and in 2028. So it's technically ending a year before it was supposed to. But obviously that can create a concern for many people, right? So the CMS said in its review of 2027 bids from the insurers and everything, it showed that insurers have, or claim that insurers have gained enough experience with Medicare Part D to price plans accurately, without needing the support of these subsidies. Um, Again, the administrator, Dr. Oz, framed it as the Trump admin, ending a bailout, basically saying that Biden was paying billions and paying billions directly to big pharma, basically, and claiming that premiums will rise only by less than 10%, not 10%, less than $10 for most recipients next year, and possibly with some even seeing decreases. But, others are estimating people can actually see premium increases of up to $16, which doesn't sound like a lot, but again, you got to remember we're talking about seniors and vulnerable populations of people who are either low income or are on these fixed incomes, and that's exactly what many advocates are saying as far as pushback to what the Trump admin is saying. So obviously, again, as with almost anything we could speak about, there's a lot of political framing going on. The Trump admin saying that, or I guess critics of of the Trump admin's actions saying that this is just Trump again trying to get rid of something that started during the Biden era, by the Biden administration, and basically being against anything that started with them. Um, since it was actually, it was structured around insurers adapting to these IRA-driven changes, the Secure 2.0, Inflation Reduction Act, all these different things. And then obviously, conversely, Republicans are saying, framing it as ending wasteful, you gotta give it, they got to care all about government waste and everything, and ending these bailouts. Now, something that is all that we should also consider, and also a pretty glaring, I guess, irony to that is if you look at the cost of other things, namely, the recent U.S. military costs tied to the Iran conflict, and see how that compares, right? So Pentagon officials, nobody, nobody is actually being, I don't know, was it truthful, or trying not to be as accurate with the numbers as far as what this war is costing us. Pentagon officials are giving a range from 25 billion estimate at roughly 60 days in. I don't know if that's the full thing or if that's after they try to split it up with the quote unquote ceasefire, but it's 60 days into this operation. And basically using this 25 to 51 billion dollar a day running cost method. But then also you got independent trackers who are estimating much higher costs. And obviously we also seen that, the Trump, or I guess the Department of War. I'm still getting used to some of these name changes. Department of War going to Congress and asking for even more billions of dollars, right? So I mean, it doesn't even matter what calculation you use. The single cost from this conflict dwarfs whatever cost is coming from the Medicare Part D subsidy and any other areas of spending. The U.S. cares a lot, or I guess the U.S. government, specifically this admin, cares a lot about war and building up the military, even though we were told, campaign on being a peacetime president and we're not going to go into any wars, any unnecessary conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us knew that was a bold-faced lie. So anyway, not to
Yes.
not to get into why does this matter, right? So, if you or a family member out there, if you have a standalone Part D plan that isn't bundled into Medicare Advantage, then you could probably, likely, very much expect your premium letter that should be coming in September, which is next month now. Gee, we're almost 2026 is almost out of here. You can expect those numbers to look different than how it has in the past couple years with this subsidy no longer existing. Um, the actual 2027 premium plan details again won't be published until September, so nobody really knows what the real numbers are yet. So we're in this sort of monitor, be on the lookout
Mm-hmm.
as far as this. So no immediate action right now. But this is a good moment to remind the listeners out there that you should actually shop plans during open enrollment rather than just keeping and auto renewing your plan. Go into the system, look at what the different prices are for the different plans. Since we can expect that the price differences are across the plans are going to widen again, especially since again this stabilization subsidy is ending. For people who need retirement income and healthcare cost projections as part of your financial plan, this is definitely a time to nudge you, and actually nudge those drug cost assumptions up slightly for your 2027 budgets. Again, if you're working on a fixed income, again, some of these numbers, these estimates might seem like small numbers to some of us, but for people who are in vulnerable populations on fixed incomes, even though small increases can have a much larger impact than what some others may expect. Especially if you're anyone out there, you're using these multiple brand name medications under these plans as well. So if that applies to you or someone that you care about, someone that you know may need help in that area, you can give your friendly neighborhood advisor a call at 315-748-5540. Again, that's 315-748-5540. Or you can send me an email at michael.jennings@brackensfsn.com.
Mike Jennings is a wealth advisor with Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and a registered representative of LPL Financial Member SIPC. He is your friendly neighborhood advisor.